Lillee Jean Talks Live. Watch best moments upcoming now.
To tell you the truth, I can't say, because there's no such thing as perfection. We're all constantly learning. No matter how old you get, you're constantly learning. That's one thing. I used to think that once I got to a certain age, I was going to know everything. And then I finally realized, no, there's no time in my life that I'm ever going to know everything.
True.
Even when I'm 90, I'm going to be learning. And so when you figure that out, you're like, okay, you're less critical of yourself. And I'm certainly by no means, I feel like sometimes I still feel like a hot mess,
Right now, I am assisting with the Ida B. Wells Barnett Museum in Holly Springs, Mississippi.
Oh,
So, Holly Springs, Mississippi is the birthplace of Ida B. Wells. And what's special about the museum is it is Ida's former master's home.
Oh.
So we call it the birthplace because she was born on the ground. She was born in the backyard.
Oh,
in
it's
the
like
slave cabin.
It's like reclaiming it in a way.
Yeah, she was born in the slave cabin. So for her, what we get to do is say, hey, you weren't allowed to live in this house, but now your great granddaughter gets to run it, right?
Oh.
And do it in your honor.
Wow.
And so I am honored and overjoyed that I get to be a part of this and to lead the museum and to introduce Holly Springs into the nation, because it's a small town in Mississippi. It's about 30 minutes from Memphis, Tennessee. And a lot of people are like, oh, you get to be a part because, you're related. And that's not true, because a lot of my family are related as well. But I was chosen because I am passionate, because I am qualified, and I have been doing the work for Ida B. Wells and for civil rights.
And for me, acting is about realism, as being as close to a story as possible and emulating a human experience as close as humanly possible. The department is mainly based on male attire. There wasn't much for the ladies at all. And if there was, it just was like peasanty. I'm like, that's, medieval peasantry is not exactly, it's not the vibe. So why not start making really good stuff?
I'm angry, but I see woman after woman in really top positions, that some of them are fantastic, and you send them a DM, it's like, of course I will help. And some others, it takes forever to get them there. Why? Because they have teams of advisors. And that is my frustration, that many of them are using the image of women and girls and feminism as a brand. And you see it very quickly when you are doing this kind of work that we are doing, that a lot of the so-called role models are not really authentic. And I loved it that you put the finger on vulnerability, because I think that the girls see through it. They really see through it. And we don't need like perfect, wonderful women just trying to pretend that they do everything in an easy manner. It's just not easy.
On May 4th, so it's only been out for 3 or 4 weeks, and it's been a #1 bestseller in the music section of Amazon.com.
Awesome.
So, yeah, that's the one that you noticed. I'll hold it up so you can.
Oh wait, you got it. Wait, is that the one that you were like, oh my God, I need to have it in the? Okay, yeah, that is the one that caught my eye. By the way, I was like, even if you're not into like horror or anything, it's a work of art that, I collect things. I would love to display something like that.
I do some mixing, and then I have some songs out of my website for people to hear it, and on SoundCloud. To get to the next level where it really is spot on. Some people say just release it and get it out. It's really cool, but I'm just also, because it's not what I want. I don't. It's not my passion to do the mixing and all that technology. I do it because it's good to be able to do it. Like make great demos and also let the real professional do that job. So they also feel.
A lot of times it's timing, it's who you know. I do think that the musicians now, like, I do think it'd be nice if they could, people that have like made it, I do think it's great when you could pass on your, your little nuggets to like, hey, this is how I got started, and hey, this is what I would do, because not many people know how to do that. Yeah. But luckily with social media, we can put our stuff out there, which is much different than when I started. But at least if somebody would say, hey, this is what you do, this is how you copyright music, this is what you do to protect yourself, I think that would really help, because it keeps you inspired. And my music may not be everybody's cup of tea, but I write because I love it. So
you sound beautiful. Catch up on Lillee Jean Talks live episodes on lilleejean.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and basically anywhere you listen, watch, or see podcasts, or in my case, a celebrity talk show.